All right, just about to get started. A couple more minutes here. Let's give you the lineup for today. We'll have the USPS starting off the party for the job fair. Then we'll have Ombudsman coming up next. Then Peninsula Family Service, do some information for the Peninsula here. And then we'll have Renaissance Entrepreneur Center and then the Police Department. So go ahead and go, Miss Victoria.
Hi, Joe. Thank you. And thank you all, everybody who's attending. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Unfortunately, I am in between laptops. My laptop is being migrated, and I'm on an old desktop, and I don't have a monitor. So hopefully you are able to see my screen, and I should be sharing.
You are good right now.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so this is me, and this is my contact information. I'm going to also share this information with you at the end. I am the field recruiter for the San Francisco district. Our district extends from Sunnyvale all the way up to the Oregon border, so that includes part of Santa Clara County, all of San Mateo County, the peninsula, and then also San Francisco as well. So the Postal Service is, most people are pretty familiar with the Postal Service. We connect essentially we connect the nation with mail and our products and our services. Not just mail, but we also offer passport services and other services as well. We deliver to we have more than 34,000 retail locations nationwide, and we deliver 48% of the world's mail. We have more than 630,000 employees, which makes us the nation's largest employer, I think second to the United States military services. So our strategic initiatives and continuous improvement efforts are guided by these goals. We strive to deliver a world-class customer experience. We equip and empower and engage our employees, and we are seeking to innovate faster delivery values. So our employment requirements, let me start off by saying right now, 50% of our employees are eligible for retirement, and our employees are now retiring. So we are in hiring mode and will be for quite some time to replace those employees as they retire. To be eligible for employment with the United States Postal Service, you need to be at least 18 years old or 16 years old with a high school diploma if you've already graduated or have equivalent. You have to be a U.S. citizen or a citizen of a U.S. territory or permanent resident status. You have to have had 5-year residency within the United States. High school graduate or equivalent. You must pass a background investigation. There's a drug screening, and then most of our jobs also have a job assessment that you would need to pass as well. Any position that requires driving is also going to require a California driver's license, and then also 2 years driving history that can be confirmed with the DMV. Men need to be registered with the Selective Service if they were living in the country between the ages of 18 and 26. So the benefits for the federal government are, the federal government benefits is, for one, employment with an essential company. That is, in my book, that is job security. Also, you have steady income with regular pay raises. We have health, dental, vision insurance plans. We have life insurance, and then also long-term care insurance plans. Our retirement is 3-tiered. We have a federal retirement plan, 401 with 401k matching funds, and then also part Social Security. We have 10 paid holidays. You earn vacation, and you also earn sick leave. Some of our positions even have pay extra money for night differential or Sunday premium. So if you're working between the hours of 6 p.m. And 6 a.m., you're doing the same. You may be doing the same job as somebody doing that job during the daytime, but you'll be getting paid a little bit more. And the same with Sunday premium for select positions. One really great benefit about the Postal Service I call it a hidden benefit, is our career development and training and our advancement opportunities. The Postal Service is a strong believer in promoting from within, and most of our positions are promoted from within. We do have some positions that require advanced degrees. We have attorneys, we have nurses, and so those obviously would need an advanced degree, but other than that, we promote from within and advance on our employees' skills and abilities. And so that would include our manager position, our supervisor or manager positions, our postmasters, our marketing departments, finance, human resources, and IT departments. We are all promoted from within. Another thing that I wanted to point out about our sick leave, which is also what I like to call another hidden benefit, is there is no cap on how much sick leave you can carry over from one year to the next. So if you don't use any sick leave this year, it will carry over to the next year as you're earning more sick leave. So it will just carry over and over and over and over. I've been working for the Postal Service for over 30 years, and I have well over a year's worth of sick leave saved up. Again, that's job security. On a personal level, a couple of years back, I was diagnosed with cancer, and I had to go out and have surgery and treatment. And I very quickly realized what a benefit it was to have all that sick leave saved up, because I then realized I didn't have to worry about how I was going to pay the bills while I was in quite a struggle. I was and remain very appreciative of the ability to have been able to carry over my sick leave year after year after year. Okay, so the positions that we're hiring for our seasonal holiday positions right now. These are positions that we're going to be filling starting in October. These positions are going to be filled through October, through the end of the year. Those are mail handler assistant positions, PSE mail processing clerk positions, the holiday clerk, holiday city carrier, and holiday transportation assistant. They are temporary positions, but it's a great way to get into the post office, earn a little extra money, see what it's like to work for the post office, and then decide if you wanted to apply for one of our more permanent positions. We also have our current job vacancies to replace our employees that are retiring now. Those are city carrier positions. I'm sorry, I didn't update this slide. But the city carrier positions are throughout the peninsula. We also have city carrier assistant positions in a couple of our cities as well, and they're relatively the same position. The city carrier position starts out as a career with career benefits, and the city carrier assistant position starts out as a pre-career and has limited benefits and will eventually become the career carrier position with full benefits. We have our rural carrier associate position in Half Moon Bay and Moss Beach, and we have assistant rural carrier as well in Half Moon Bay and Moss Beach. This is a great job for somebody who just wants to work part-time because it's going to be Sundays, holidays, and possibly some Saturdays. We have our PSE Sales and Services and Distribution Associate position, which is the entry-level pre-career position, which is also the same as the Sales and Services and Distribution Associate position, which starts out as a career position with full benefits. We're hiring for a labor custodial position. Those are custodian positions, which also can lead into our mechanic positions, which are the employees that work on our fleet of automation equipment in our plants. Again, as I said, we promote from within. Then we also have our automotive technicians. We have our own vehicle maintenance facility here with our own employees, our own mechanics, and we're hiring them as well. And then we also have our own fleet of motor vehicle operators and tractor-trailer operators. The difference between these two positions are the size of the truck that you would be driving. So how do you apply? You would go on USPS.com/careers, click on the Search Now button right there, type in San Francisco, and that's going to pull up all the jobs in San Francisco and on the peninsula. You'll click on the Start button, follow the instructions, and create your profile to submit your application. Once you submit, so you're going to submit your application. The profile is essentially your work history, education, all of that stuff that goes in a normal application. Submit your application. You'll get an email to do an assessment. The assessment needs to be done within 72 hours. You'll then get a conditional job offer, and then you'll need to accept that within 3 days. You'll need to authorize us to do a background check and background investigation, and that information needs to be provided to us within 5 days. Then we'll call you in to do final processing. It's a very quick in-person event where you would just come in. We'll take your pre-processing, pre-employment forms. We're going to validate your identity and your employment authorization, either your passport, driver's license, your social security card. We'll take a fingerprint scan for the criminal. Once you're hired, then you will go to orientation and training. Everybody goes to a general 3-day orientation. Our temporaries do a 1-day general orientation. And then classroom and training varies based on the position. Some of our employees go straight to on-the-job training. Other of our positions would go to an academy. Say our carriers will go to the Carrier Academy, and their orientation and training will be 9 days in total before they actually will report to your duty station. And then all employees are going to be on a 90-day probationary period. And so I'm sorry, I feel like I kind of rushed through that, but I didn't want to take up too much time. I do want to just share with you how great I think the post office is, and I think that's not just my opinion, but it's the opinion of my fellow employees, and I can share two examples that demonstrate that. One is the Postal Service is one of those type of organizations where almost every person I know that works in the Postal Service is related to at least one other person in the post office. So we've either our family members or our friends have shared our what an experience it is working for the post office with our loved ones, our friends and our loved ones. Or we get into the post office, and once we realize what a great employer the post office is, then we start to bring in our friends and our family members as well. And then also, I did kind of hint at, or I did say that I've been working for the Postal Service for more than 30 years. I know that seems like that's quite a long time and quite impressive. It's very average in the post office. I'm middle of the road. We have many employees that are working 30 years, 40 years, 45, 50 years. We have a few employees who have been working for the post office for 60 years. So I think that speaks very highly of the Postal Service and the type of employer that we are. And with that, that concludes my presentation. I'm leaving you with my contact information right here. And if you send me an email, I can go ahead and send you the slide deck and answer any questions that you have. And
Thank you, Victoria. That was awesome. Thank you very much. I would also advise you maybe put your email in the chat room, and also you have some questions to answer in the chat room as well. So take a look in the chat room, hang out there for a while. But next,
fantastic.
Thank you very much. And next, we're going to go to Kirsten with Ombudsman.
Hi, my name's Kirsten. I'm the program manager with the Ombudsman Services. The position that we're hiring for is our volunteer coordinator, who would be the person who would normally be doing job fairs and health fairs. And I'm too nervous to share my screen, so you're just going to see my talking head. But it would be your job to do the Zoom if you applied for this volunteer coordinator position. So what is Ombudsman Services? People don't really know how to pronounce it often. Ombudsman Services is a national program that's federally mandated to protect seniors in long-term care settings. It was founded in the 70s when there were some pretty atrocious things happening in skilled nursing facilities. And They decided they needed to have in every county an independent body that could oversee and make sure that things were okay in these facilities. So it's the little tiny boarding care facilities with 6 residents. It's the big assisted living facilities with 100 to 200 people in it. And it's skilled nursing facilities. We have about 17 of those in San Mateo County. It's we've got about 50 volunteers that do the work and 8 staff people. The volunteers are people who just love old people, who love to listen to their stories, who want to take them seriously, who don't want them to be the disappeared population that seems to happen when you get of a certain age. All of a sudden you don't count anymore. But there are fortunately volunteers who are really interested in hearing what's going on, who want to protect and serve that population. So our volunteers go out to the facilities on unannounced visits once a month or more if there are problems, and just check in with all of the residents. We have about 10,000 seniors living in long-term care in San Mateo County, and each one of them can expect a monthly visit from a volunteer. Our volunteers go through a pretty rigorous state mandated training of about 35 hours, and they then get certified to do this job. The volunteer coordinator is the person who does the training for the volunteers and who makes sure that they feel like their efforts are making sense, who problem solve, and connect them with the staff members who are in charge of each region. So the volunteer coordinator is a 20-hour position. It's paid hourly, and we would prefer it if somebody could work 5 days a week part-time, but are willing to be flexible about that. And they would be going and recruiting volunteers, doing volunteer fairs, health fairs, teaching the class 2 or 3 times a year, and then being available for the volunteers to problem solve issues as they come up, and hosting monthly informational meetings about what is Medicare or what is hospice or all the things you need to know when you're dealing with an older population. It's a really rewarding job as a nonprofit. Sometimes the pay is not great, but the pay is okay at the Ombudsman Services, but you're really rewarded by the feeling that you're doing something that's making a difference for the people that you serve. And people are so happy to see you. You come in and it's like you're a long lost family member, and you can sit down and you can hear stories from the 30s and 40s in this area. It's great for anybody who just loves history and wants to see it alive. And then you're often solving problems that, well, they're new problems every time. It can be something as simple as, I don't like the food, or I wish they could make Swedish meatballs. And then you go find a Swedish meatball recipe. To, I feel like I'm being abused by a caregiver, in which case we work with law enforcement, we work with family members, we work with the health establishment, the hospitals and hospices. So you get very well networked into the county social services, as well as feeling like every new case is an investigation and a mystery to solve. I have a case right now where I'm trying to help a gentleman go back to China who arrived here, had a stroke, and now can't get home. So it's my job to figure out how to get him back to his family in China, which is something I never thought I would ever have to try to figure out, but it's interesting for me. And then there are other kinds of cases where family members are fighting over who gets to make decisions about mom, and you've got to go in and figure out what mom actually wants. So it takes a certain kind of personality, generous, patient, slow, fair, firm, and friendly, we always say. That's the role that an ombudsman needs to play. So we're excited to be opening up this volunteer position and hope it's somebody who's a self-starter. All the materials are all there, but it's figuring out how to get it organized and how to work on Zoom, and then help us to recruit. We would like to recruit 5 more volunteers for our October class, and then we have a January class and an April class where we'd like to recruit 5 to 10 more volunteers. So that's basically it for the Ombudsman Services. I'm very excited to be part of this job fair because we do get a lot of responses to the ads in the paper. People are really a population in San Mateo County that likes to volunteer, and they like to be part of a group of fellow volunteers. So please apply for the job if you have any volunteer coordinating experience or any project management experience. And if you just want to volunteer, it's 15 hours a month minimum. And it's super, super rewarding. So please be in touch. I will put my name and email in the chat again, but it's basically the Ombudsman Services of San Mateo County. You can go to our website at www.ossmc.org. Thank you.
Thank you, Kirsten. That was awesome. That was Kirsten with the Ombudsman. Thank you for tuning into the Daily Journal Job Fair so far. We've had the USPS Post Office join us and the Ombudsman Senior Service there. They'll be in the chat taking some questions from here on out. Next, we have Greg and Renuka from Peninsula Family Service. So Greg and Renuka, you're up next. Thank you very much.
Hello, thank you, Joe. Hi, my name is Greg Garcia. I'm with Peninsula Family Service, and I'm going to try sharing my screen. Let's try this. There we go. Right. So we've been in San Mateo County for 70 years now. We're a social services nonprofit. We've got 3 different major programs. We have, real quickly, early learning, financial empowerment, and older adult services. So I'll briefly go through each of those briefly. Let's start with child development. Okay, whoops. Let's get out of that. Let's just stay here. Sorry about that. Okay. Child development we have, and Renuka is going to talk about this briefly in a couple of minutes. Financial empowerment. So that has several different subprograms. It has financial workshops that are available to the community as well as employees. That helps employees and those individuals outside the PFS learn about budgeting, learning how to save. And also we have a program called Lending Circles, which helps people improve their credit scores. If they have a low or horrible credit score, this is one way of improving that. We also have what's called Drive Forward. It's a car loan program where members of the community, as well as employees, again, are given access to low interest car loans if they have, again, bad credit or no credit at all. We also have a Second Careers program, and that's for 55 and older people who wish to get back into the job force. And that's where they are working 15 hours per week. This is federally subsidized. This is where they get to improve their job skills, work on their resume, practice interviewing, so that with the eventual goal of getting back into the workforce on a full-time basis. Then we also have our older adult program. So this has several sub-programs as well, including senior peer counseling. We have an opening, and I'll briefly describe that in a minute. This is where members of specific communities, such as the Spanish-speaking community, Chinese-speaking community, LGBTQ, English-speaking community, and the Filipino-speaking community, go and recruit volunteers to provide support and access to information to isolated or depressed seniors who are stuck at home. We also have an older adult activity center, which is located in Redwood City. Currently it's closed, of course, because of the shutdown, but that gives older adults an activity center they can go to, get breakfast and lunch, and practice interacting with other people, because interacting with other individuals is so critical to one's health, especially when we are in the middle of a shutdown such as we are. It's tough to get that interaction that is so vital to our own personal and mental health. We also have a new program called Help at Hand, and that's where they're developing an app which they will train individuals on in order to get access on their computer or on their cell phone. So older adults who have smartphones can use this app to get access to those resources that they need, and that way they can be a little bit more independent. So our current job openings are early learning teachers, and my coworker Renika will talk about that briefly. And we also have an opening in financial empowerment for a credit specialist, someone with some finance experience. We also have some positions in our older adult activity program, and these are all part-time positions. Senior peer counselor for the Spanish-speaking community, a peer support worker, that's part of the Help at Hand program, and a food service worker for the Older Adult Activity Center in Redwood City. So I'm going to put up our contact information real quick here. Greg Garcia, HR. I work on the non-teacher recruiting, and here's my email address. And I'll leave this up, and that way Renika can talk about the teacher positions.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Renuka Hiralal. I'm the HR business partner for early learning. We are currently hiring teachers for our 8 early learning schools located throughout San Mateo. So we are looking for substitute, associate teachers, master teachers for our preschool, infant toddler program, and club teacher positions. We have full-time and part-time positions available. We have an excellent benefit package for our teachers. We also have a $500 sign-on bonus after 6 months. And also we have a 90% tuition reimbursement program. So if you're going to school, you can learn and teach at the same time. And we will provide you with your 90% tuition reimbursement. So if you are looking for someone, if you or someone else you know who's looking for a teaching position, please reach out to me. Our email and contact information is right on the screen. Thank you.
Thank you, Renika.
Thank
All
you.
right, so there's the information, and thank you much for your attention. I'll give that back to you.
Thank you, Greg.
Joe.
Oh, there's Joe. Hey, Joe. So that was Greg from Peninsula Family Service, and Renuka, thank you very much. And next we're going to have Renaissance Entrepreneur Center, Crystal and Scarlett. So take it away, Crystal and Scarlett. Renaissance Entrepreneur Center.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for this opportunity to be here. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys. As Joe introduced us, we are Renaissance Entrepreneurship Center. My name is Crystal Rasmussen. I'm the program manager. We're actually a little bit different than some of the other job opportunities here. So we're actually promoting if you want to start your own business or become an entrepreneur. Our organization is a nonprofit that's been around for over 35 years supporting small businesses in the Bay Area. So why start a business now? The median net worth of business owners is almost 2.5 times higher than that of non-business owners. For a Black woman, the difference is more than 10 times, and for a Latino man, it is 5 times. Personal readiness is important for starting a business. So some of the things that we look for those who would like to join our programs and classes is respect and focus. Attendance is important, participation, work ethic. Actually, all of our programs right now are free due to COVID. So it's a great opportunity that even if you have an idea or something you're passionate about and you want to see if it's something that you can turn into a business, now would be a good time to utilize those resources, as we are not having any fees right now. Usually the fees are really low anyway, since we are a nonprofit. We do work around business planning, business development, marketing, technology, how to bring a business online and do selling with e-commerce. We teach the 4 stages of business, which stage 1 is your idea and your readiness. Stage 2 is your pre-startup. And stage 3 is when you're starting up. And stage 4 is growth. So even if you are a business and you're already in business, we do help businesses to scale and grow, working on different marketing strategies, pivoting. Actually, right now, our organization has helped small businesses obtain over 10 million in small business loans and grants through the different avenues, such as the PPP loans, the disaster loans, different foundational grants. So if you or anybody that has a small business and they're in need of any resources, we're definitely available to help. In areas that we can help is through business training, support groups, access to capital, which is what I was just talking about, access to loans, access to grants. We do offer low office spaces in some of our centers, and we did do a lot of networking events when we were in person. Right now, things are virtual, so we're actually doing what we call a Passion to Profit conference at the end of October, where it'll be a 2.5-hour opportunity for clients and business owners to join and choose breakout rooms on access to capital, on marketing panels, and how to pivot, how to change your business model in these times as small businesses have been hurting due to closures and whatnot. And then we also do vendor opportunities. Again, while we were in person, we had marketplaces in the community, and now we're trying to offer those marketplaces virtually, so our clients are able to sell online and meet those customers in a different type of way. Some of our programs, we have our Start Smart, which is our 4-week program, and that's really to just test the feasibility of your business and see if it's an idea that can actually generate income and be a sustainable business. From that class, we have Business Prep, which really digs into the details of actually your business plan, which would be the customers and operations, your target market, your marketing, and your financials. We do offer workshops around, as I mentioned prior, marketing, financial workshops, legal workshops, and technology training. We also have a program called Secure Futures, which really teaches about financial empowerment, financial literacy, teaches on how to save money, how to budget, how to learn about credit and debt and whatnot. Start Smart is one specific idea. Like I said, it's marketing research and idea feasibility. And this is an old slide, so like I said before, we're not charging anything right now. And business planning is our idea and market and research and sales, which different consultants that are expert in these areas come in to teach these classes. We have 4 locations in the Bay Area. We are the site that covers San Mateo County and Santa Clara County. So we're the Mid-Peninsula site that is in East Palo Alto. This is just a little picture that you see of some of the areas where our clients have opened their businesses. And my computer's loading, so forgive me for that. It's not going to the next screen. The next screen is just a picture of some of the graduates and some of the businesses that have taken our courses. And then it has mine and Scarlett. Scarlett Velasquez is on the call as well. She's our program associate. And our contact information is on that slide. I'll go ahead and just put it in the chat since for some reason my screen is having trouble loading. So thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. Crystal, hey, you have a couple of seconds. Talk
Sure.
about your event you have again. Give one more, talk about that one more second.
Oh yeah, for sure. So every year we have an annual conference that we call Passion to Profit. And usually we've had it the last 2 years at Facebook. And it's a one-day event where we have different keynote speaker. We have different workshops where small businesses and any individual can come and learn more about marketing, learn more about bringing your business online if you don't have a business website yet, or if you're not selling through some type of platform. We have those breakout workshops. So this year we're doing it virtually. We're doing it through a similar platform like this, and you'll be able to go through choose different breakout rooms. And then at the end, we're having a virtual marketplace where our clients who do sell online, they would be able to access that information through a marketplace online.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. Well, I'll keep an eye out for that. Don't forget to put that information in the chat room as well.
Yep, will do. Thank you.
Thank you, Crystal. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Thank you. Next, we're going to have San Mateo Police Department, Sergeant Bassay.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Thank you. It'll be on you shortly. So have a good day and talk to you soon.
Oh, hold on, let me get the video. There we go. Sorry. I'm all new to this Zoom stuff, so I apologize. I'm just on getting
Take your
a
time. There.
Zoom, getting a PowerPoint presentation going. I'm used to just doing these in person. So, but let me talk about myself and the city first. My name is Sergeant Al Bashir. I'm the hiring sergeant for the San Mateo Police Department. We are currently hiring for the position of police officer trainee. This position is a non-sworn position. It's basically the entry position for a police officer. We would hire you and send you to the police academy, and the police academy lasts about 6 months long. After the police academy, you would become a police officer, and then we would put you out on the street, and you would go through a field training program, and then eventually become a police officer. So let me talk about the city itself. The city of San Mateo is roughly about 115, 120,000 people. We're geographically located on the peninsula halfway between San Francisco and San Jose, for people who don't know. Very large city, in a sense. We're the largest city in the county. We have a very busy downtown area, very busy shopping center area at Hillsdale. We're in the process of building a new high-speed terminal train station down in Hillsdale, so that's going to be a kind of a big hub down there when that's all said and done. The police department consists of about 115 sworn officers and about 40 non-sworn positions. But currently, like I'm saying right now, we're only hiring for police officers. We are not hiring for community service officers, dispatchers, and public records or record specialists at this time. It's just the entry police officer position. So this is, like I said, consists of, it's an entry position. There's no experience required for this position. All the requirements basically are that you have a high school diploma, 60 college credits, but we'll even give you college credits for attending the police academy, so you'll get 20 or 30 college credits for attending there. We also will let military experience in lieu of college. So if you've been in the military, we'll count 2 years of military to equal 60 college credits. You need to have a valid California driver's license. You need to be free of any felony convictions. You need to be a citizen or a resident alien of the United States. And there are some other requirements. There's a vision requirement, and there's of course, background requirements that an individual has to pass to become a police officer. You have to be able to pass a psychological exam, a polygraph exam, and a medical exam. The position pays roughly about $8,000 a month starting. It's a good job. People love getting in law enforcement and doing this work. Even though everything going on in the world today, there's still a lot of people that are interested in getting in law enforcement. So I highly encourage it to anybody that wants to get involved. And I can answer any question that anybody has. There's a lot of benefits and stuff. I won't go into that and bore people about it. But if anybody had questions about anything specific regarding those, I can go into great detail about that. But I'll just leave it at that. So any questions? I'll leave it at that. Go from here. Okay. Thanks, Joe.
You're welcome. And then stay on the chat, and you can answer questions there too, sir.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Sergeant Basai, San Mateo Police Department. We do have another slideshow coming from Home Care Assistance just shortly. I'd like to say thank you to the Daily Journal for putting this on. You can always contact me at the email address there, or sndailyjournal.com, for some classified ads or job seekers. Just reach out to me and help you out with that, with some connections as well. But here we are. So this is Home Care Assistance. They weren't able to make it today, but here's some slides for them. You can contact their Stacy Kim. She's a recruitment specialist. There's her phone number, contact information. We're also running some ads in the paper today as well. So if you can't find this here. We will be running this job fair again on our smdailyjournal.com site. So keep an eye out for that for the next few days. And there's Caregivers and CNAs apply now. Stacy Kim, recruitment specialist. Hey, so that's going to conclude our job fair. We will stay on the chat room for a few minutes for any questions you have for our panelists. Thank you, Daily Journal. Thank you, the U.S. Post Office. Thank you, Peninsula Family Service. Thank you, San Mateo Police Department. Thank you to Renaissance Entrepreneur Center. Thank you to Ombudsman. Thank you to Home Care Assistants. And thank you, Carrie and Jerry and Daily Journal.